I'm a tad bit undecided on this one. I know that it's Mug or Barks. I know that it is. I can guarantee.
Okay,
So let me just see that bottle and then I'll compare.
Number 3 with the plastic bottle.
Let me feel that.
30% off!
Hey Jude, don't make it bad. Take a sad song and make it better. Remember to let your heart. It's hard, right?
Then you can start.
Are you harmonizing over there?
I'm trying, yeah.
Hey!
I've been taking vocal lessons, bro.
Hey Jude. Okay, first of all, that's a fantastic song.
Oh yeah.
I do think it's kind of an odd song. Like if you listen to the whole thing, it's kind of a long song, and it starts out like like some piano, light drums. It's like hey Jude, like a cool song, and then the song ends with like I just think that's and there's also a part, believe it or not, at the end of the song where they actually mess up, like right before they go into like the na-nas or whatever, and it's like if you listen really closely and you know what you're listening for, like one of them screams like forgot my chord or something like that, and the other one's like just like some British curse words or whatever.
I've not listened to that song in a while, so
I listened to it the other day. I love the Beatles.
I like the Beatles too. I like In My Life and Let It Be.
Let It Be is a good song. Blackbird's a good song.
In My Life.
I probably heard.
I think that's the only Beatles song currently on my playlist. It's pretty good.
I got a bunch.
I used to have a lot but then I switched from Apple to Spotify because it was cheaper on me, and I'm broke. But yeah, I had to. I lost all my Beatles though. I lost all of it.
Lost all the R.I.P. the Beatles. Beatles, if you want to sponsor us. Those of you,
I think one of y'all are still kicking.
Those of you that are still here.
So if you're the one, I don't even know which one it is, to be honest. But if you're seeing this somehow, if this ends up on your screen,
let's take a bet. Okay, I think,
or in your ears.
John Lennon. There was like 4 of them, right?
Yeah, John Lennon died.
John Lennon's dead. I think Ringo is still alive.
Ringo is one that I didn't even know who that was until like a couple weeks ago.
Ringo's like he was like the black sheep of the group. He was like kind of like weird, and like they didn't really like him that much.
John Lennon's actually the only one I know.
Who's the other like really big one?
John Lennon, Freddie Mercury, maybe. Was he in there?
Was it Andy Grammer? Was he in there?
Andy Grammer, yeah, he did. What did he do? What is Andy Grammer? He's like a pop singer, right?
Yeah.
He did
Paul McCartney.
Paul McCartney?
I can't believe I forgot that name.
I thought that was a senator.
No, it's Paul McCartney. Right? No, not Paul. It's something McCartney.
Dude, I don't know. I'm gonna be honest.
John, Paul, George, and Ringo.
Oh, Honey, I'm Good. That was Andy Grammer's.
No, Honey, I'm good.
I can have another, but I probably should not.
Let's see here.
I got somebody at home.
John Lennon. Oh yeah, he's dead. Paul McCartney. I think he's still alive. Right?
Paul. They're British, right?
He's still alive. Yeah.
They're British, right?
Paul McCartney's alive.
Is he British?
George Harrison's dead. Yeah, they're all British.
Okay, I didn't know.
Ringo, I'm pretty sure Ringo's still alive.
Because British people sometimes feel like they'd be faking it because, just like being British, because whenever they sing, you don't hear that accent.
Actually, that's really interesting. Whenever you sing, like, unless you are like trying to have an accent, you don't have an accent. Like the part of your voice that like controls your accent is different than the part that like, because like if you ever listen to, like for King and Country, like if you ever listen to them talk, they have a heavy accent, but you can't really hear it in their music.
I don't know who that is. I don't think
for King and Country.
For King and Country, no,
they're a Christian group. Dillon doesn't love Jesus.
Okay, that's not what I'm saying. I listen to Elvis covers of gospel music, so Or
Johnny Cash, I think.
Zach Williams. I've listened to some Zach Williams. I've never heard of For Love and Country. That sounds like a
For King and Country.
For King and Country. Okay, that sounds like
You've probably heard some of those.
That sounds like a Dodge Facebook group. It sounds like a bunch of guys with like jeans tucked inside of their boots, like beer guts, like with a trucker hat only on the back side of their head.
That
my truck's better than yours. Get that Ford out of
here. Speaking of Ford,
okay,
so I was thinking about this the other day. So right now I drive like a new-ish SUV, right?
Yeah.
It's like a 2016 Hyundai, and it's a really nice car. Now, before I drove that, I drove like this. I don't want to say it was a crappy truck, but it was pretty crappy. Okay, I mean it got me from point A to point B until it didn't.
I don't know, bro. That thing was pretty sick.
It was a 1998 Ford Ranger.
Little Ranger, dude. That little gold Ranger.
It was beat up. I finally got rid of it because
and it had a Queen Elizabeth sticker on the back on the rear windshield.
That was like my trademark. I finally gave it up because one day I was in a parking lot and I threw that bad boy in reverse and it just didn't go in reverse. And luckily no one was like around me in the parking lot, so I could I put it in neutral and like pushed it out of the spot. Yeah. And like simultaneously turn the wheel. It was
what parking lot was this?
It was at the church I worked at and no one else was there.
Oh, okay.
And it was like 10 o'clock because I had been in there like taking notes or like doing, I don't know, like some kind of work, something. And so like I put it in neutral and I like turned the wheel and I had to like push the truck and also like not push too hard to where it like, got out of my hands because I was also kind of on a slow. Anyways, so I had this truck, right? It was kind of a crappy truck, but it did have some interesting perks. Now I may have told you this story, but I haven't told the people. The people. 30%.
Let the people know.
Let the people know. Emails if you want to know.
DM us on Instagram. Ask us a question on there.
Yeah.
If nobody wants to email us, you can DM us.
Yeah, DM us.
Shout out to Josh.
Text Dillon. Dillon's number is 86.
Hey, I mean, you're going to leak my number to 30 people, so it's okay. They probably all have it already.
What was I saying? Oh, yeah. So my truck had a couple of cool little quirks to it. There was this thing where when you were driving down the road, the key itself to the truck, there was like this knob that you turned to actually turn on the truck. Like for most cars, it's like you put the key in, you turn the key, it turns on the car. The truck was, I put the key in this knob and then it kind of like unlocked the knob to where I could turn the knob and turn on my truck. So I found out pretty early on by accidentally like pulling my lanyard, you can take the key out while I'm going down the road and my truck is just fine. Like it'll still go. Like I can literally take it out and like, dig in my ear or whatever I want to do, And I used to do that to people a lot, like the first time they'd ride my truck.
You would dig in their ear?
I would reach over and no, I would like take my key out and I'd be like, here, hold this for me, and they'd be like, whoa. It was like a fun little thing I would do. But so this one day, right, this is my senior year, I was going to school, okay, and I was actually in bed and I wake up, okay, and it was like I had like 8 minutes until class started, okay, and I lived like 5 minutes from the school, so I'm like late. And so, I get up and like brush my teeth while I'm putting my shirt on top of like, getting ready. And so I like run out there and it's cold, like it's winter. And so like, my windshield's frozen and everything. So I go in there and I like turn on my truck as fast as I can, turn on the heat full blast, trying to get it to melt the windshield and melt the whole windshield off. And I realized I didn't grab my backpack or anything. So I literally... I take my key, okay, because my truck can still run. I run inside, unlock the door or whatever, grab my backpack, come back, and I drive to school. I get to school, and I pull in the parking lot, and I go to turn off the truck, and I realize I don't have my key. because I left my truck running. So my key is literally in the apartment, and I drove all the way to school. And I can turn it off and everything, but I can't. And so it's like 8:30 in the morning, and I have to make the most confusing phone call of my life to my dad and tell him that I drove to school but forgot my keys at home. And I needed him to go grab them so that I could drive home. And I called him. I was like, Dad, I drove to school, and I don't have my keys. And like the silence on the other end was deafening. Like as you just hear like him trying to like process, like sure he hadn't even had his coffee.
You could
yet.
hear them. You could hear the gears trying to turn.
He's like, well, what? I was like, and then I had to like sit there and explain to him like how my truck is a piece of crap, but it has a couple of cool little quirks. There was another time. I think this is actually like a week or two later. I just had horrible luck, like that little bit. So I leave. I'm late again, so I'm getting ready in a hurry. I leave the apartment. Right, I go down. Truck's frozen, so I turn on the truck and I turn on the heat full blast, and I grab my scraper to scrape. I think it just snowed or something. I grab my scraper to scrape the snow off my windshield, and like I said, truck was nothing fancy, so I didn't even have buttons or anything on my key. I would have to like lock the door manually.
Yeah.
Well, just out of habit, anytime that I would open the door and go to close it, I would smack that thing and I would lock it, and then I would shut the door. So I'm in a hurry, not really thinking. I turn my truck on, heat full blast, like it's running, and I like smack the lock and I close it. And as soon as I close it, I was like, "Are you kidding me?" And so I was like, "Well, I locked my keys in my truck. My truck is running." And I was like, I don't have a spare key. I have to call my dad. My phone was sitting in my seat.
Oh.
I had locked the apartment. So I'm like, literally anything that could go wrong is wrong. Like I'm standing here next to my truck while it's running. It's like 8:30 in the morning. So the office of our apartment's not even going to be open for like another hour and a half.
Yeah.
I'm like, like, what do I even do? I was like, I can't walk somewhere.
What did you do?
Well, I walked up, and because the apartments were kind of old and crappy, until my mom hears this, she won't know about this part.
Yeah.
So I walk up to the apartment, right, and I just grab the handle, and I had only locked the handle, thankfully, not the deadbolt, and I just turned it as hard as I could, and the door opened. First of all, my sense of security in that apartment went way down.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Because I literally just like firm grip and just turned it with one hand, and the door opened. I was like, literally anybody could have come in at any time. And so I was like, okay, fine. So I ran in there, and I shut the door behind me, and I'm like, the only thing I can think of is because I have like an actual lock, and another little quirk was my locks. They were like little bitty skulls. And so it was something that I could like hook onto with a hanger.
Yeah.
And so that's what I did. I went and grabbed like a wire coat hanger, and I like undone it or whatever. And I go to leave, and I guess when I twisted the door handle like that, I like broke the handle. So I couldn't open the door because like it wasn't locked or anything. I literally just couldn't open the door because like I guess I broke the handle. So I just turned it really hard again, and it opened. And so after like an hour, I finally got my truck unlocked. I was so heated, and I was like late for school. And anytime you're late at the school we went to, they're like, you got to go to, in ISS or whatever.
Did you even go at that point?
That was like the one day they actually made me go. I think like one of the principals out there was like, okay, you're going to ISS, and he like gave me like the slip or whatever. So like, he also had a copy, so I'm like, I can't get out of it now.
Yeah, I remember I was late a lot, but I was late, and I don't know how I managed to do this. I got into class probably like 8:31 like every day. But it was like I would just beat the late bell. Like I would just get inside the building to where it was like if a certain teacher, they would be like, all right, go get a slip. Yeah. But I had nice teachers almost all the time, like almost all the way through. Yeah. So I never really had to go get them a lot. I remember a couple times I did have to go. And I remember I had to pass the park at like the second school, like the vocational school. Yeah. And so I remember one time I was late by like 30 minutes, parked up there and walked down to the office. And they were like mad that I parked up there. But I was like, I came to get a late slip. And they were like, how'd you get in here? And I was like, I parked up there. And they were like, why? And I was like, I have the pass to go up there. And they were like, so why didn't you park out front? And I was like, well, because my pass, like I can park up there. And they
paid for it. I'm gonna use
they were all right. Take this late slip. I was like, yeah, that's what I came here for. I came for the late slip. I don't even remember why I got one. Sometimes I just did. You know, you just some people, some teachers would just let you get away with not getting one, but some of them. If you had a certain subs, you know, they would make sure you had one. They'd be like, "Hey, you better go get a late slip." I'm gonna fight.
So they tell you they're like super strict about having a parking pass, and I graduated after half a year, my senior year, and I was like, they wouldn't sell me like half a parking pass because I asked about it, and like parking pass was like $30. I'm like, that's dumb, like.
Yeah,
like the parking lot's already there. Like you ain't gotta repay.
Yeah, I don't know why they even. Yeah,
I'm like, if I don't come to school, you will literally like arrest my mom. Like, what do you mean I gotta pay to park?
Yeah,
and anyways, I just like for like 6 months, I just didn't have a parking pass. They just
a lot
never said anything.
Yeah, a lot of kids they would just use the one from like the year before, which I couldn't because mine was a different color.
Yeah, they always changed them up.
Well, no, I mean mine was like for the different school, so it was completely different color.
Yeah.
Mine was like orange.
Did you have to buy one for up there?
I just traded it in.
You can.
I just gave them the high school one, and they gave me the other one.
Huh. That's wild.
I don't really remember why. Oh, it was because I had work-based learning.
Oh, okay.
Which is like fake. Like they let me out early just because I like had a job, and I was supposed to like go to work when I left.
See, here's the thing about that.
But I couldn't though. Like Walmart wouldn't let me go in like at 1:30. Like they made me wait until like 6 o'clock or 5 o'clock. So I was like, well, what's even the point of me getting out early? But whatever, I'll take it.
I tried to get that, and you have to get like your teachers to like sign off on it. And my career path was like the medical career path, and I literally walked up to like our health science teacher. And I was like, hey, I'm trying to do work-based learning. Will you sign off on this? And she's like, are you going to work at a hospital? I'm like, does it look like I have a medical degree? No, I'm not going to work at a hospital. Like, what do you want me to do with a hospital?
Yeah, what do you want me to be, the janitor at a hospital? Can I even do that?
You want to be the one that walks around like the dog to all the kids' rooms? Like, what do you want me to do?
Yeah, like, how am I supposed to just sign up to work at a hospital, lady?
Oh, you need somebody to like run anesthesia? I got it. That's me. Like,
I
literally took health science.
You can't just choose to work at a hospital.
Like I can tell you what the thyroid does. I know like all of your, like I know all your organ systems. Like I can tell you at least like 75% of your bones.
I know what the femur is. Can that get me a position? Like, is that good enough?
Yeah, and they just like straight up like wouldn't let me have it, and I was so heated. I'm like, this guy is literally in like welding, and he's working at Cracker Barrel. Like, why not me?
Yeah. Oh, dude, I remember one day I had to go to I had to go to in-school suspension for a class period because I wore pants to gym class. Like I couldn't have just sat on the bleachers.
Yeah, we talked about
and
that.
all we did was walk.
Yeah, we talked about that a couple weeks ago. Like I could have done that in leather pants. Like,
like I don't even know. I don't know. I had to go to freaking suspension. I remember one time I did go to isolated lunch usually when I was late. Just because I never knew like if I would get in trouble or like had to go like twice if I didn't go, so I would usually just go. And I remember I got it like a handful of times. And isolated lunch was so weird because it was always like some other kid that was like late, and then because as you walk in they would be like, "What's your name? Why are you here?" And I would just be like, "I'm Dillon. I'm late." And then this kid would come in, like, "Yeah, I'm Jason. I was also late." And then it's like, "Yeah, I'm Connor. I stabbed a kid 8 times, so they sent me over here." It's like, why are we in the same place?
It's like I was over there,
dude. I was 1 minute late, and this guy should be in jail, and we're in the same place right now. Like,
and yeah, they literally. I mean, it was like I don't know. It was like the dumbest thing how they used to do that. But you used to be able to sign out and like go get lunch, and so so my senior year, I didn't have like a second period and like a study hall or whatever, and so there was like this big gap in the day where like I didn't have classes or anything, and so I would just like sign out and go home during lunchtime, and they told you they're like the rules around that is like you have to have like this kind of ACT score, you have to have this and that. But really, it's just like I just went up to the principal. I was like, "Hey, I ain't got nothing to do like for like 3 hours. Can I just go home?" And he's like, "Yeah." And so every day I would go and you just walk out, and there's this big sheet, and you would just put your name on the sheet, and you would leave, and they wouldn't ask you any questions. Like sometimes I would go home, take a nap, and I wouldn't wake up, and I would just miss the classes from the rest of my day. I'm like, and they never said anything. I'm like, I could have been doing this the whole time. Like if I didn't want to be here, just come up and sign out. You're done.
Oh, one time I went to sign out because I had, like I left at like 1:30 or something in 12th grade.
Mm-hmm.
And so I left at like 1:30, and I go up to sign on the sheet, and the lady said she wouldn't let me go home. I was like, it's time for me to go home. I don't have anything else to do. And she was like, you can't go home without like some kind of slip or like sheet of paper that said like you can go home. I was like, why do I need that?
Like I do this every day.
I've checked out every day for like 3 weeks. Like this is pretty early in the school year, but still, you've definitely seen me sign this sheet.
Yeah.
And she was like, well, you can't, like you're gonna have to go ask the principal or whatever. So what I did, I just walked up to the other school and signed out at the other school and just left from there every day. I just never went back to like the high school office. I went to the vocational school and just signed out and just left. Which I mean, it like doesn't matter. Like they didn't look, they didn't check or anything. It's like if I didn't have a check, there's no attendance. They're not going to notice.
Yeah.
Like if I don't have a class. 12th grade schedules are so weird. Some kids have like one class, and then some kids have like 8. It's like the most random thing in the world. It gets me kind of heated.
It's are you just trying to graduate, or are you trying to go to like a good college?
Yeah, and you know what else gets me kind of heated? To be honest,
We'll get you heated,
is when you call somebody and they don't answer, and then they call you back and they hit you with the, "Hey, did you call? Did you call me? Did you call me, Dillon? Did you call me?" Yeah, Judy, I called you. That's why there was a missed call on your call log from me. It's not an accident. It didn't just show up there. Nobody just planted that in your call log. I called you, and that's why there's a missed call on there, and that's why you're calling me back. So why are you asking?
Yeah.
Just say, "Hey, what's up? What'd you need?" Don't give me that. Did you call? Yeah, I called. That's why I said there's a missed call. That's why I said I called you, Judy.
Dillon, what would you say? What would you say your favorite drink is of all time?
Can you give me like a category?
Soda. Favorite soda.
Oh, as gross as this is about to be, Mountain Dew / root beer.
Okay, well,
the two drinks that people hate on the most.
Root beer is what I was looking for. Okay, so there are 3 major brands of root beer.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you got Mug. You got A&W. And Barks. Okay, I want you to rank them. Like, what do you think's the best? What do you think's the worst?
Well, it really depends on what we're drinking out of here. If we're going, let's see,
cans / the plastic bottles.
Okay, but those are two different orders. Okay, and I will rank them both. I'll just rank them individually, and then I'm going to do fountains.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're doing cans. We're going Mug.
Number 1.
Yeah, this is 1 to 3. Mug, A&W, Barks.
Mm-hmm.
If we're going bottles, A&W, Mug, Barks.
Okay.
If we're going fountain, Barks,
Oh.
A&W, Mug. Barks, dude, something about Barks out of a fountain.
Barks on tap.
Yeah, Barks on tap, dude. That's like if you've not had a drink of anything in 6 weeks, like on a desert island, and you just found a water hose right in the middle of it. But it was a water hose full of Mountain Dew, though. Something that gets you really energized. Or Powerade. There's like red Powerade coming out of it. Yeah, Prime. I love it. We're sponsored by Prime, so go buy some of that, and tell them to sponsor us while you're there, because we're not actually sponsored by them. But yeah, no, that's the list right there.
So you are pretty confident that if you were to like taste test all those, you could like identify what's what.
Yeah.
Okay. Hold this blindfold.
All right.
Don it, Dillon.
What?
Don the blindfold. That's how you say
Don.
it. Don.
You mean put on?
Like you want to don your armor? That's not how that's said. Is that how that works?
I don't know what you're even talking about. Hold on. I got to get a double layer.
No cheating.
Frick.
No cheating on 30% off.
Frick. All right, I'm ready. Frick, wait, hold on. Not again. All right, now I'm ready.
100%? Okay.
30%. Cut it.
Should we cut the
Cut it. Cut it. Come back next week for the review.
So I went to Food City before here. What?
Oh gosh.
I went to Food City before here.
In my mic.
And I tried to get them all in cans or all in bottles. Because I know it does make a difference, but I found 2 cans and a bottle.
I was so calm. I'm terrified I'm going to get them all wrong.
Okay. First up, okay, we got can number 1.
Are you going to open it or do I?
You got to crack it open. You can crack it open.
Oh, these are minis, bro.
Yeah,
that adds an extra layer.
How's that extra? It's literally the same thing.
It ain't, bro. That's an extra layer. I might miss this one because of that. Let's see. Let me feel some of this cover art real quick. So this is probably the front right here.
Yeah.
I'm just going to do a little tracing. Okay. Where's the gap at for my mouth? Where's the mouth hole at? Am I good to go?
Yeah, go ahead and drink that. That's your number 1.
That's A&W all day. Guaranteed that's A&W. Okay. It's got the I know the A&W aftertaste, and that has it. Okay, guaranteed.
Palate cleanser here.
Where's it at? You're not gonna feed me water, are you?
No, that's your palate cleanser. No.
Is that freaking cat food, bro? What is that?
It's coffee. You know how for perfume samples or whatever they put up coffee?
No.
Palate cleanser.
No, I thought we were going to do pizza or something, dude. That's why I signed up to do this.
No.
I thought I was getting free pizza.
Have you ever seen perfume samples? They put out little bowls of coffee so you can palate cleanser. I don't think it works the same with.
No, because I'm not a woman.
It's worth a shot.
So this is a medium can.
Yeah, that's like a regular size. Can you get that smell in there?
Oh, dude. I bet you I know this one.
What?
Just based on the smell. I'm not going to say it yet, bro. You got to. I'm filling this cover art up. Can they see it on that? Can they see that? Okay, I'm just trying to get a get a taste for the cover art. So. That's what I'm trying to sense, bro. I know the difference in the ingredients. That's what I'm trying to sense right now. I got half of them in my brain already, to be honest. Okay. Where's this mouth hole at? Here it is.
If you need to compare it to your first one's still down here.
Can you put it so I don't ruin my MacBook? See, at room temperature, there's a huge difference, which is what I'm trying to taste for right here. I'm still set that this is A&W.
The first one?
Yeah. I'm a tad bit undecided on this one. I know that it's Mug or Barks. I know that it is. I can guarantee. Okay, so let me just see that bottle and then I'll compare.
Number 3 with the plastic bottle.
Let me feel that. Let me do some feeling. Do some sensing right here. I'm using all 6 senses today, bro. Let me hear that. Oh, that's got that bark fizz to it. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Okay, I'm set.
Okay.
Number 1 was A&W. Number 2 was Mug, and number 3 was Barks.
Okay.
Can I reveal? Ah, frick.
You're 100% accurate.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm telling you, I'm the root beer king, dog.
See, that was impressive. I got a whole 6-pack of Barks in there you can take with you because I hate Barks. I could have identified Barks by the smell.
Yeah.
I don't like Barks. I think A&W is probably my number 1 and Mug's my number 2, but I would probably have an issue deciding on those.
Do you have a different order based on what they're in?
What do you mean?
Like if it's all bottle, all can, all fountain.
I think Fountain Barks probably is up there. Like I would agree with that, but like Barks in like a can or a bottle. Also, like cold versus room temperature does make a big difference.
Oh yeah, for sure. And when it's room temperature, that's when the difference is the greatest.
But
that's
I'm thinking
when the difference is the widest.
I'm thinking A&W probably is my number 1 across the board.
Yeah, I mean,
too bad I got the little cans.
Yeah, I mean, there's something about the cans of A&W that are just beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
But
if you go to like an actual like A&W restaurant, you can get that A&W on tap.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wait, yeah. There's because A&W is like split with Long John Silver's everywhere, isn't it? Is that like a national thing? I know of 2 Long John Silver's that are split with A&W. I can only think of one right now, but I know that I've known 2.
There's one in.
You ever had Captain D's?
There's one in La Follette, and then there's one in Pigeon Forge, I think.
You ever had Captain D's?
Captain D's, back in the day, they used to have
You're not about to say something good, are you?
They used to have the best chicken tenders and fries, okay? I wasn't going to say fish.
Captain D's,
bro. Their chicken tenders and fries used
Captain
to be
D's.
so good.
Captain D's is a joke, dude.
Because like...
There's a reason you haven't seen one since 2014, bro. You don't know where Captain D's is.
Yeah, I do.
No,
There's one on Merchants.
No, there isn't.
Yeah,
You're making that up.
It's still there.
You made that up.
It's literally still there.
You made that up,
It's
bro.
literally still there. Because when I was little, my great grandmother loved Captain D, so we used to go there all the time. And I would get like the chicken tenders and fries, and I think she would get like fish or something like that. Maybe she used to get chicken.
Probably
tenders
she's
too.
old. Probably.
Yeah.
My great grandmother loved cats a lot. That's where I get my love of cats from.
Like to eat or just like.
Oh no, not to eat, dude.
Guys,
we don't eat cats. She just loved playing with cats.
So Kylie, her great grandmother.
Yeah.
Right. She doesn't like cats apparently. And so
doesn't like cats. What? Dude. Oh my gosh, dude.
She doesn't like cats, and so there was this cat that used to like hang out at her house a lot, and she used to scare it away with this noise machine she had. And I guess like Kylie was at her house one day, and she's like, "Watch this! Like this cat, he hates this big noise machine I got." And so she gets right up next to the cat, pulls out a taser and just tases the cat. She thought it was just making the popping sound. She didn't realize she was tasing the cat.
Oh my gosh. I was trying so hard not to spit that out, bro. Dude. Okay, that's horrible. but that
so
might be the funniest thing I've ever heard, bro. How old was she?
I think this is like last year. And I don't know how old she is.
Dude, that's incredible. Like, that's horrible, but that is so funny, dude. That's horrible. I love cats, and that makes me sad for the cat, but dude, that is so funny. I can't even. Oh my gosh, that's terrible, but that's hilarious.
So, anyways,
getting canceled coming up.
If you want to see me and Dillon tase a cat, email us.
Email us at 30percentplot@gmail.com.
Send us a DM. We'll be back next week with 3 cats on 3 different taser strengths. Last one, we are unhooking my light fixtures in the living room and just. I don't know. I'm not an electrician, but we'll figure it out.
We're going to be doing the.
You look like Rambo right now.
I know. We're going to be doing the strongest cat competition. We're going to be putting the cats through a series of obstacle courses, kind of like Wipeout, but
But like
for
my
cats.
living room And with
yeah,
tasers.
and for cats. And there's not going to be water because
Cats don't like water.
Cats don't like water. We don't want to hurt it. We wouldn't want to hurt the cats.
Yeah,
we would not want to do that.
And we're gonna like sprinkle the whole course with like catnip.
What kind of fish is that on your hat?
It's a trout, probably.
Trout, kind of like Mike Trout.
Is that the
baseball?
That's the baseball.
Baseball.
He's
He is a
player.
he actually is a baseball. Dude, I'm actually really digging the way I look in this headband. I ain't gonna lie.
I got that at
What is this called? Chevron?
I got that Tractor Supply. I'm pretty sure. No, Rural King.
Rural King.
Rural King.
Dude, I look
You can
like
go get a headband, a tractor, or a baby chicken. Your choice.
Dude, I look like a freaking Chevron ninja right now, dude. I look cool. I look like I could win Top Chef in Hawaii.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd probably have to take this jacket off. Oh, I got one. This is the jacket I was talking about. Yeah. This is a jacket. That
I think that's like the newer version though.
Dude, well, it probably is because I'm freaking rich. I'm just kidding. Somebody else, it was a gift. But do you think is this black or blue?
It's black all day.
So you say that, but you haven't seen it in the sunlight yet. When it's in the sunlight, dude, I thought this thing was blue. I ordered the black one, and when I pulled the blue one out of the box, I was heated. But then everybody else has told me it was black. So maybe I'm just colorblind. I don't know.
That's 100% black.
All right, man. Hey, look, if you support getting tested for colorblindness, donate $10 a piece on this episode.
It won't go to colorblind people, but
follow us on TikTok and Instagram. It will be doing research to see if I'm colorblind.
We will set our phones to that like no color mode for a week to spread some awareness. If you guys donate like $100,
yeah. So we won't be experiencing the full world, and then it'll be like a good comeback story. And you know what? It'll be about. What are you saying? What are you thinking right now?
I don't know.
We'll be making about 30% of a comeback.
Yeah.